Hello, neighbors. Welcome back to the neighborhood. I'm Squealer D, and I am back again. This time, we are here for more, even juicier Marion secrets. Previously, I made a video questioning whether or not Amy was pregnant with baby number 11. I enjoyed all of your comments and thoughts on the matter, but unfortunately, neighbors, Amy is not going to be having baby number 11. Because he has already been born. Make sure you have your apple cider slushies and rancid coconut popcorn ready, because we are about to delve back into the Marion past once again and finally see some of the truth behind Amy and Greg's lies. In order to understand how baby Marion number 11 came about, we have to go back in time to 1990. Meet Robin, who was a senior in Marysville High School. Greg was busy enjoying his junior year at the same school, and Amy wasn't even in the picture because she was still in the 8th grade. In June of 1990, Robin graduated. Greg followed her and graduated the next year in June of 1991. Sometime around Gregor's graduation, baby number 11, or actually number 1, was conceived. And on February 6, 1992, Greg and Robin welcomed a son. Meet Devin, the real first Marion child. Let's not forget about little old Amy. 4 months after Devin is born, in June of 1992, Amy gets pregnant with Ashlyn. And according to her, all of her children are Greg's. So, is she lying and Ashlyn has a different father? Or were her and Greg having baby-making sessions while he already had a 4-month-old and was due to marry Robin in 2 months? One of her commenters said, "I am new here. I realized that your channel has been here for a couple of years. Are your children a blended family? Or your and your husband's together? I do love your channel." And Amy said, "I appreciate you. They are all ours. We had 10 babies." And the follower said, "You have truly been blessed." So, does Amy not understand what a blended family means? Or was she intentionally lying to this subscriber? Or does Amy not even know that Greg had a child and was married before they got married and supposedly created Ashlyn together while he was with Robin? 2 short months later, Greg and Robin are married. They move into a home together in Marysville, just miles away from Greg and Amy's family homes, where pregnant Amy is currently living with her parents and Uncle Jeffy. 7 months later, in March of 1993, Ashlyn is born. In June of 1994, Amy graduates from high school. Greg's son is now a little over 2, and Amy's daughter is barely over 1 year old. 2 months later, in August of 1994, Greg and Robin are divorced and share custody of Devin, who is now 2.5. Amy's daughter Ashlyn is 1.5. Just a year and 3 months after Gregor left his first wife Robin and his oldest son Devin, Amy and Greg are married on November 4th, 1995. Amy and Gregor move into a small house together in East China, Michigan, less than 20 miles away from his ex-wife and young son, and continue to have Colin, Lauren, and Evan in the next 5 years. In 1998, Robin marries Mark Herr, another boy she had went to school with. They went on a family vacation to Disney World for their honeymoon. I guess it makes sense that she couldn't stand Greg's selfish butt for more than 2 years when she was the type of mama to take Devin to Disney World for her honeymoon. I'm sure Greg didn't give her a honeymoon. Throughout all of these years, Robin and Mark have lived within 2 miles of Greg and Amy's childhood homes in Michigan. Growing up, Devin had been within walking distance to his father, stepmother, and siblings, yet he has never been mentioned once on Amy's channel. She has never mentioned Greg's first son. She has never mentioned 11 kids. It makes sense to me now how it is so easy for Amy and Greg to leave their kids and grandkids as they move state to state. It is because they have always been doing it. Greg had no problem leaving Amy and the kids for 8 months while she struggled through her mother's death alone because he had no problem leaving a son in Michigan. People in her comments are always asking her if her older children will ever come for a visit. I have a better question. Why has she built her channel on lies? A large family that films their real Christian lives, but conveniently leaves out major details like extra children? Come on.
So I've had 10 kids. It was me as the caregiver. Greg was gone at work all the time, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week at times, not all the time, mostly 60 hours, 55 to 60 hours. That's still a long time to be gone. So it was all on me.
Greg had to work 80 hours a week, and Amy was still having to scrimp and save and live off of beans and rice because Gregor has 2 families. I'm sure it was a big deal each time that child support came out of his check for 18 years for Devin, and he had all those kids at home to take care of still.
So we had Ashlyn, and then Colin came along, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, this is the perfect life. I have exactly 1 girl and 1 boy.
Good to go.
You know, I mean, how could that be much better? And then we had Lauren, and then now I'm like, ooh. So now Ashlyn and Lauren are going to be close, and then Colin's going to be left out kind of on his own when he's going to have these 2 girls. So let's try for a brother, and guess what happened?
We had a brother.
We had a brother. So it's like life was perfect.
Yeah.
2 and 2, you know, and they grow up together, they go through, do life together, they kind of be there for each other, you know, so that was like awesome.
Colin already had a brother, Devin, who at that point was 6 years old and would have probably loved to play with 5-year-old Ashlyn and 2-year-old Colin and see his newborn baby sister Lauren. How can he so easily say he had exactly 2 and 2 and it was awesome? He had 5.
We started to see how awesome it was.
Yeah.
And the joy that we were starting to receive from that.
And we also became Christians.
Yeah, and right at that time, we were starting to understand about, you know,
God,
populating the earth.
Families and all that stuff. And
you know, having a quiver full. And
we're not part of the crew full movement at all.
No.
People always ask, I'm like, no, it's like we trust God.
We're making warriors.
We trust God.
It just goes to show Greg's ignorance to think he could create warriors by abandoning children all across the United States.
Because we had a miscarriage after Evan, and then we weren't getting pregnant. We're like, okay, whatever. So then we were going to church. We started praying for have babies. If you give us some babies, we'll take them. Well, then he gives a baby every year and a half. Oh yeah, we just literally had everybody like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't believe it.
And every baby was like, awesome. And it was like after every one, it was like, do you want another one?
What about the first child you brought into the world? He didn't count because God didn't talk to Amy about him first?
Do you want, even though they were like some were harder than others, but when Stephen came along, it was like I just knew like this is gonna be it, and it was like God just told me. And then after he was born, like that's it, that you're not gonna have any more babies. So we had a miscarriage after Stephen, and I remember when I got pregnant, I was like, you're gonna go right.
Yeah, and that was kind of like our wake up call, like you guys are not fooling around here.
Right, like no more.
You guys are done.
Yeah, so no more, and that's been true. So.
Amy and Greg have 11 children that they don't take care of properly because they don't even understand how babies are made. You just said that God said no more babies, but you had a miscarriage right after. What was it if it wasn't a baby? You get pregnant when you have unprotected sex, Amy. I would have thought you would have figured that out when you started making babies at 16 years old. In 2004-ish, they began buying a home in Kanoki, about 17 miles away from Greg's oldest son. They find God, And God tells Amy to have more kids. So over the next 8 years, Amy and Greg have 6 more kids, bringing their combined total to 11 children. In the end of 2011, or the start of 2012, Amy and Greg foreclose on the home they had been living in for years. Most likely because Gregor has a habit of only working jobs for a short amount of time. My guess is due to addiction and laziness. After losing their home to foreclosure in 2012, Amy and Greg lived in this house that they've shown us during trips to Michigan. They lived here until around 2015 when they moved to North Carolina. They left both Ashlyn and Devin behind in Michigan with this move. Ashlyn was already living with her grandmother Linda since 2011 after graduating, so she could attend college. Devin was 23 years old and going through some sort of trauma according to his social media at the time. Too bad their parents thought it was a good idea to have a bunch of kids and never fully parent them. So he posted a meme that said, "I'll be okay. Is that what you want me to say?" And somebody responded, "Nope, it's what you need to believe." And Devin said, "That's the hardest thing in the world right now for me. I work 7:30 to 2:30, go home, usually build something, play softball, play video games, golf, but nothing seems to help. What is sleep, Jess? Bet it would have been nice to have a father, stepmother, and 10 siblings around you when you're feeling down and alone."
My whole reason for wanting to do it, and to begin with, was I always kind of had this dream, like we'd have this family business and everybody would gravitate to it, and we would just, all the boys would want to work there and the girls could work in the office and this and that and the other thing.
But in reality,
and that's just not reality. Like, their dreams are not the same
as our
mine.
dreams, right? And that's good. That's normal.
Yeah.
That's
So
what kids
like
do.
my passion,
Right.
This is Devin's Instagram, and it looks to me that Devin is also into building things. He has some beautiful furniture. He does 3D printing that I'm sure the boys would love. He makes jewelry that I'm sure his sisters would love to wear. Look, he cooks apple cider pancakes that are better than anything Amy has ever made. Pretzels that are better than Amy's. Amy, your stepson cooks better than you. His projects and art are way better than anything you put out. His 3D printer is 20 times bigger. A skillet pizza, Amy, he wins, hands down. According to his Instagram, Devin is a better all-around homemaker than Amy. Sounds to me like maybe Devin would have wanted to work in the wood shop with Greg had he been given the chance. I'm sure him and Colin could have run it together better than Amy and Greg could ever do.
So it's good.
Yeah, and then you're like, why?
Why have the stress? Why have that? If you can go make more money
Right.
at a job that you're really good at, it's a whole lot easier.
Sure.
And boom, clock out at the end of the day, and you're done at 4 versus we got to work until 9, 10 tonight.
They moved to North Carolina supposedly for a really great job for Greg. A job so great that within just a few years, he was already no longer employed there and was taking out a second mortgage on their home to purchase woodshop tools and rent a wood shop to open Ridgeline Carvings, which was supposed to be a family business and Greg's dream. But for some reason, he abandoned the business, Amy, and all of the kids for 8 months in 2021, not even coming back for Amy's mother's funeral. Makes sense though, when Greg's already left one family behind and he pretends they don't even exist. He has at least 4 grandkids and has never even held one.
And be in a region where we can focus on
family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can focus on
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where we can focus on
Family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus on family, my hiney. You mean focus on sobriety at the Sarasota rehab facilities. Greg, you couldn't focus on family in Michigan, where your entire family lived. You couldn't focus on family in North Carolina, where most of your kids and one of your wives moved for you to have a better job. And you still can't focus on family in Florida, with only part of your family in one chosen wife, it's not because of where you are, Gregor. It's because of who you are. And you are a scumbag that doesn't care about your family. You care about your immediate wants, and that is all you have ever cared about. I told Amy and Greg that they are reaping what they sow, but we have to remember that all of these children are also reaping what Amy and Greg so foolishly sowed throughout the years. Imagine being the only one of 11 kids that your dad doesn't have anything to do with. Imagine having brothers and sisters that you're never around. Imagine if your stepmom had a family vlog and you had never been mentioned once. It is terribly sad. Devin actually looks a lot like Colin. By the way, Colin had another baby. Congrats. But what a set of grandparents to have grandbabies you have never even seen and have no plan on seeing anytime soon. Crazy. Everyone always accuses me of being bitter or jealous of Amy and her YouTube success. But honestly, Amy has never had anything that I would want to have. Amy and Greg are liars who use their Christianity as a mask for their horribleness. Some people will say, but Squealer, this was 32 years ago when Gregor had Devin and decided to abandon him. What if him and Amy changed? Gregor left his kids in Michigan for a job he wanted in North Carolina. He left kids and grandkids in North Carolina for a job he wanted in Florida. And most likely, we will see them leave behind one or two and perish when they can no longer afford this house, or Greg wants to get a new job somewhere else. Greg and Amy were careless in high school, and they both had children. They have continued on with this carelessness well into adulthood, and now they film it and post it for the world to see. Gregor hasn't changed an ounce. If I were Amy, I would leave Greg and collect child support and alimony for another 7 years until Stephen is grown, because even now, as a 50-year-old man, Greg is on the prowl for a new wife. Perhaps a wife that gets a pedicure for him once in a while. Do you want to know how I know he's looking for a new wife? Recently, I learned about Linux tools in Windows through the Google Cloud. Everyone has access. It's a perk of having a Google account. Anyways, I discovered a neat little tool called Sherlock. Sherlock is a free and open source tool available on GitHub. As you know, many users register themselves on social media platforms using their real names. Well, Sherlock makes it easy for us to find someone's online presence on social media. Sherlock searches for usernames between 300 websites of social media and provides the related link of that social media platform. Sherlock is written in Python language. Let me show you what it can do, and let's see what it comes up with when we search for Gregor. All you have to do is type in Python 3, that's the language, Sherlock, that's the tool, the name, Greg equals Maryon, and NSFW, which is not safe for work, and that will include any X-rated accounts. As you can see, we pull up 12 results. Let's see what they include. CGT Trader, CNET, Hacker News, Heavy R, Hubski, Model Hub, NitroType, Reddit, Slides, Dating RU, OpenNet, and X-Hamster. As you can see, Greg has several different XXX accounts in his name. Most disturbingly, he has entered his legal name into Heavy R, which, let me warn you all, please do not Google it or go there. It is extreme. I am showing you the Google search to ease your curiosity. Trust me, this is a site you don't want to see for yourself. The front page is traumatizing. As you can see, Urban Dictionary defines heavy R as a shock site on the internet that consists of sex, sadistic sex, scat, castration, unwilling sex, torture, gore, murder, horrible, ugly, disturbing things. Sounds like the type of site you want your Christian husband and father of 11 kids entering your credit card information into, right? No, this is not a normal porn site like Pornhub that you may accidentally run across in your searches. This is a hardcore site that is found when you are searching for sick, illegal, fringe, and very, very scary fetishes. The next one that caught my eye was Dating RU, which is exactly what it sounds like. Dating RU is a place to find Russian women and men to date and potentially marry. Crazy that a married man of 28 years who is 50 years old has a Dating RU account. Amy, you will wish you listened to Squealer D when your husband leaves you high and dry for a Russian bride. Imagine, if he goes to Russia, you won't even be able to get alimony and child support from him. Don't be mistaken and think he won't leave, because we all know he has already left multiple times. Now, some people might say, but Squealer, that's hacking. No, it's not. It's a completely legal and awesome online tool that is very useful in seeing what type of stuff people are up to in their spare time online. And I would suggest everyone use any and every tool available to them to ensure that they're not allowing weirdos and predators to invade their circle. Imagine all the headaches this could save someone before a first date. For those of you screaming, privacy, nah, I need to know if someone around me is into heavy R for my own safety. Plus, Amymaryon boasts about her Christian family and Christian channel and how she shows real life. Well, according to Amy and the reality of her religion, more specifically Luke 8:17, which says, "For nothing is secret that will not be revealed, nor anything hidden that will not be known and come to light." How dare this woman pass herself off as a big family mama of 10, living frugally with God to lead her through, and preach that all of this is obtainable if people just listen to her Bible readings and just do what she does. Well, you forgot part of this story, Amy. How can your subscribers ever reach your level of greatness in the kitchen or have a 28-year marriage like you if they don't even know the full story? You are a fake and a fraud, and Greg might need to be investigated by an alphabet agency. Neighbors, if you want to know the rest of the story, make sure that you are subscribed. I've got the deets and the receipts. I've also got the winner of the $25 digital gift card. Bonita Clark 87, congratulations, neighbor. Yay! I will email you your gift card within the next 24 hours. Everyone else, thanks for entering. Please make sure you're subscribed so you can be notified of the next giveaway. The more we grow, the more I can give. So make sure you hit that notification bell and you'll be notified when I post a new video. And share this with your friends and family that need a chuckle. And of course, stay tuned for season 2 of the Marion Hillbillies. And for all of the haters, listen. As long as Amy wants to be a public figure, we're going to treat her like one. Have a great day, neighbors. See you in the next one. Bye.